right, we are live from Tucker Coliseum in Russellville, Arkansas, on the campus of Arkansas Tech University, as we are getting ready to tip off between the Dumas Bobcats and the Stuttgart Ricebirds. I'm Carson Ward with Duran Miller. And Duran, we've seen so far today a couple of good games. Well, we saw one really good game, really, that came down probably closer than the score showed between Dardanelle and Eastham at the first one, and then the last one, Dumas and Clinton girls game was not very close at all, but fun day at basketball so far. What have been your takeaways?
Yeah, I mean, early Eastham was really fun to watch. You know, a team that we didn't really know nothing about hardly. They called us, said, hey, we'd like to play in this if we can. We scrambled around, see if we could find somebody. Dardanelle was very willing. Second team we tried to get, we talked to, and they were happy to come up. And so they were fun to watch. Dardanelle scrapped and battled and came back, but it was just too much for them at the end. How you doing, Coach? We got everything we need. Got Lamar head coach up here, Brandon Sliderman, give me a roster for their girls game here later. Appreciate that. But anyways, like you were saying, Eastham, they were fun to watch. Dardanelle battled. That was a really good matchup. Second game, 3A team in the 3A Dumas, they really just kind of enforced their will. Clinton was hitting some shots early, played well, but after that they ran away with it. I expect this one to be a really fun one. Stuttgart comes into this one 9-6. Dumas comes in 10-3. Fun to see how they're going to shake things up.
And it looks like Kane Price is out there. Kane Price, a really talented quarterback for the Stuttgart Ricebirds, and we'll see what he can do on the hardwood today.
Yeah, number 3 is Kane Price. Great quarterback. Of course, his dad is the Josh Price. Played for BB back in the day in high school. Played with Tony Lockhart. Went on to play for the Razorbacks. I'm from Dover, so it was a big-time game. Josh Price went on to play at Arkansas Tech right here. And for football, though, he played with some of those Dover guys. Yeah.
15. Number 15 for the Dumas Bobcats. That is Marcus Kilgore. He's a junior, and he comes out early, crashing the paint for the Dumas Bobcats.
Kilgore, a guy that played a lot last year in a state tournament. He's a good one.
Rebound here by Henderson for the Dumas Bobcats. They're going to push the pace a little bit. It's stolen away by Price, and he can't get out of bounds, and he nearly hurdles the scorer's table there before he's going to turn it over back to the Dumas Bobcats.
Glad he didn't get hurt. One of the guys I want to talk about for Dumas is Raylan Spratt, number 5. He's kind of the straw that stirs the drink. He's one of the better players in 3A. So you watch him. He's got the ball right now up at top. He's a really good one. We'll see if they get him started early here. He's taking a contested 3. Gets fouled. He'll shoot 3.
Kane Price with the foul and shooting for the Dumas Bobcats, number 5, Raylan Spratt, the senior. He'll head to the line for 3 free throws.
Never want to foul a 3-point shooter. See if he can cash in.
First free throw is through, and Dumas takes an early 3-0 lead. For this Stuttgart team, you have guys like Kane Price, who are just supreme athletes in every way. Football field, basketball court. I assume quarterbacks usually play baseball too. Typically, at least the quarterbacks that I've known. But we'll see. I don't know if he plays baseball or not, but
all-around athletes. What you're trying to say?
Exactly. Absolutely.
He's got the ball right now. Kane Price. And he throws it away. Well, they save it. Athletic play. Get it back in.
Price inside. Hoop is off, but the harm is good, and he will head to the line for 2 free throws.
The foul is called on
Marion Grant got the foul in 25.
his first person. Going to the line, number 3, Kane Price.
And Price puts them both through. And so Price gets 2 on the board. And that shot is good. And Dumas takes a 7-2 lead. Price looking to bring it up, and now he's going to try to get this Stuttgart offense rolling. The Ricebirds down low. It's a free throw line, jump shot. That one's good. Wesley Farmer, the sophomore guard. And now the Bobcats looking to respond. Down towards the free throw line, it's Dumas. And now we have Mr. Brad Cola, Mr. Arkansas Sports Network in the house, and he's going to take over for Duran temporarily. Brad, what's been your takeaway from these first couple of games and now getting into this third game here?
Well, right now you're seeing some really good teams. I mean, Easton was pretty impressive early. We got them at number 10 in our 4A rankings. Obviously, I think they need to jump up a little bit. Dardanelle played a good game against them. And then last game, Dumas came in number 3 in our 3A girl rankings. And, they looked every bit of it. Of course, when we were doing 3A girl rankings, I really thought that there were 3 teams that had a case for number 1. Dumas was one of them. And they looked every bit of that, so I definitely wasn't disappointed with that. So kind of the same thing with this Dumas team here. They've really got an opportunity to be number 1 before the season is up. Bergman is another team that right now is at the top of the list. And then we got Subiaco Academy. Subiaco Academy came out of 4A last year and really had a good team. Gave Farmington all they wanted. Year to year, you don't know exactly what Subiaco has, but looking at the results this year, they fill in real good there at that number 2 spot. Lamar and Bergman coming up after this game. You got the Lamar girls coming up and the Bergman girls and Lamar boys, Bergman boys. Really looking forward to that matchup. That's a high-level matchup there for both teams. The Lamar girls and Bergman girls have already played once. I think the Bergman girls are actually playing a little better right now than they have. As the season started, they kind of get their footing, and I think they're kind of playing quite a bit better now. So you got a lot of good teams out here. Stuttgart has gotten off to a really good start. They're a little bit down right now because they've played some tougher competition. Went to Farmington, played in their tournament. I think last weekend they played without their best player, which is Kane Price. He's out there right now, and he's just a sophomore. So, there's a lot of good basketball to be played here today and for the rest of the day.
We get to see a lot of really talented teams later. One of the ones that I'm excited for, being from a 2A school, is England. They've come out really hot this season. They took my Eagles within 7, 57-50 was the final score there. And I personally think that both of those teams are top 10 teams, but England really, they're coming out really strong this year. And what do you think about that matchup later tonight? I believe it's England and Clinton. And Carter Holland against that England team. That's going to be quite the back and forth.
Yeah, it should be a good game. England has played really good early in this year. Stuttgart actually knocked them off a couple weeks back at England, which was a big-time feather in their cap. It's a unique matchup, which I like about it. It's 2 teams that you probably wouldn't see play each other if it wasn't for the fact that they're playing in this classic. So we're excited about that. Carter Holland and Clinton have played a very, very tough schedule. I think even though they're not a top 10 team right now that we have, they will probably make an appearance as a top 10 team before it's all said and done. And I think that their regional plays a lot better this year than it has in the past. They've had to play East in the regional. I think they don't play East in the regional now, which should help them. And, I've always been impressed with Clinton. We've done a couple Clinton games in basketball, And I think that, they'll come in and they're going to look good. It should be a fun matchup tonight between those two. And we got England number 2 in 2A I think it was last night. They went to Hazen and beat them like 101-32.
Yep.
So yeah, they're a very good team. It's going to be fun. I mean, when you think about it, you've got the number 1 girls team in 3A that we haven't even talked about them. I'm sure Duran probably has.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But we haven't even talked about the fact that they're the number 1 team in 3A right now, and they're coming up at 6 o'clock tonight, and that's going to be a fun one.
Yep. Stuttgart, that's Kane Price on the missed shot. Kane Price, me and Duran were talking about, he's a multi-sport athlete, really talented guy, quarterback the Ricebirds this year. He's got a bright future ahead as just a sophomore.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's a plus athlete, no doubt. I mean, when you look out there, you don't think, just looking at him, you don't see a sophomore, but he's got filling out to do. He's going to be a really good player. Nice, great move there, by the way, by Spratt.
A lot of travel, yeah.
Well, it was so good, it was a travel.
Right.
That's how good it was. Dumas, these Dumas boys, man, I'm telling you, every year Coach Harris has them year in and year out. They're a state title contending team. And just in this early part of this matchup, I feel like that's no different.
And so the Ricebirds, that's Landon Bryant, the senior guard, gets on the board for the Ricebirds. They are cutting into that Dumas lead right now.
Yeah, it's interesting. These two teams played earlier this year. Stuttgart won, but Dumas had just got done playing football, literally. And apparently quite a few of these Dumas players actually played football. I mean, just looking at Reddick looks like a football player, but Raylan Spratt, which is arguably their best player, if not their best player, he played on the football team as well. So that, they were just kind of getting their basketball legs together. So it's interesting to turn around and play this game again.
Yeah, you get a couple rematches like that. Now, I know in football you get a rematch. Usually the team that didn't come out the first time, if they're evenly matched teams, does come out the second time.
Yeah.
We saw that with Ohio State and Oregon recently.
Yeah.
So if Alan was on the mic, he'd have something to say about
Absolutely.
that. Absolutely. Anyway, but right here, this should be a good game then. These two teams might be a little bit familiar with each other, whereas the others maybe not so much.
Yep.
And so
looking forward to seeing the Lamar and Bergman crowd start to come in here pretty soon, you would think. That's a really good rivalry type of matchup. They're very familiar with each other, both schools are. So.
A lot of River Valley teams in this tournament.
Yeah. It really didn't, I guess I didn't really think about it when we started. Dardanelle, actually we added Dardanelle like Wednesday.
Right,
whatever.
Last second.
Yeah.
Much, yeah.
Added Dardanelle and East End, and we were glad to do it. So actually just had Russellville say, hey, we'd like to do this at some point. So, first year, we'll see how it goes, see how it shakes out.
Yeah, well, when we talked to Coach Patel after the game, he said he was the one that begged to get in this thing, that he was the one that really wanted to come in and play Dardanelle and be in this tournament. I don't know if you call it a tournament, but this
Classic.
Classic, right.
Yep.
So I was really impressed with him as well, and I didn't know a whole lot about him. I knew about Coach Patel. He's got a little bit of a following, so I knew about him a little bit, but that was really good to be able to see a team like that. They shot the lights out, and I would put them up against many of the teams in this tournament.
Yeah. So we've got them at number 10. They're going to move up. And it's good to get a chance to put eyes on them. I don't care who it is, whatever system or ranking or whoever it is, nobody has seen every team play.
Right.
Nobody has seen them. So when you get a chance to see them, then you get a chance to give a little bit more of a fair assessment of who they are,
Absolutely. And this Stuttgart team looking to cut into this Dumas lead. Dumas has come out pretty strong so far, and now fighting for the rebound down low. Stuttgart finally comes out with it. And then still shot clock turned off, so Stuttgart could have held it there if they wanted to. Instead, they drained the three. Turns out just fine for the Ricebirds.
So a unique thing about Kane Price on the Stuttgart team, his dad quarterbacked here at Arkansas Tech, really led them to some of their more successful seasons. And his mother was a very, very good player at Hector. Didn't play college ball here, but just a great player. there.
So
at
he's
Hector.
got good genes.
He does.
Yeah. And that'll do it. They're going to say no shot. And the end, that referee is pretty emphatic about no shot. And so we will take it to a break here at the end of the first quarter. The score, Stuttgart Ricebirds 11, Dumas Bobcats 12.
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but we know there's growth in the journey. At ATU, we value this moment because here, nature becomes your classroom. So breathe it in. You've got this. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now, because our focus is on your success.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
All right, we're back here from Tucker Coliseum in Russellville, Arkansas, on the campus of Arkansas Tech. I'm Carson Ward here with Brad Caldwell. You're watching the Arkansas Sports Network Classic on the Arkansas Sports Network. We want to thank you all for being members of the YouTube channel and being a part of this new community that we are starting here as a part of Arkansas's high school sports and the Razorbacks. And we have a great game here between Dumas and Stuttgart. Right now, Dumas, of course, with a 1-point lead, but it's anybody's ball game still at this point. Gonna be a 3-point shot that's up and good. The Dumas Bobcats, number 3, Caden Marshall, the senior, drops it right through the bucket, and Dumas extends their lead.
Have you seen, and I have been running around here all day long, have you seen a difference in the way they play with the different 3-point line?
Yep, that's what Coach Patel was talking about whenever we talked to him after the game. He said he was going to get it to his surefire shooters because he felt like having this extended 3-point line is going to be a little bit of a challenge, but it didn't stop them.
Right. Oh, yeah, they came out very hot. Of course, it felt like they were a live by the 3, die by the 3 type of team, and they were living by it early. They started dying by it, and they lived by it at the end.
Absolutely. And so this is going to be called a block. Rolling in there looked like number 5 for Dumas, Raylan Spratt.
Yep. Spratt really had a great performance in the state tournament last year. If you remember, they played CAC and jumped out on CAC 11-0 last year in the semifinals. CAC was able to come back. Spratt shot about a 70-footer that hit the front of the iron, and if it goes in, they win that ball game, go to the state tournament. So he's been fun to watch throughout so far.
So now Stuttgart looking to close in on this lead. 2-point shot down in the paint is no good, and now Dumas trying to extend. They're going to go down low, and these refs have been letting them play today. In my opinion, that's always a good thing, but now we've got an injury down here, so we'll see what Stuttgart decides to do. And they're going to hold it up here for the injury on the other end, and that's number 15 for Dumas. That is Marcus Kilgore, the junior. He's got some height to him. He's a good ball player. Hope he's okay. We'll see here what we're doing, and we will head to a break real quick. You're watching the ASN Classic right here on the Arkansas Sports Network.
There comes a time in all of our lives when we need the help of legal services. Well, let Leah Jacobs at Heirloom Legal at 425 North Church Street in Atkins be your go-to when you are needing assistance. If you're needing a will or a trust, maybe you're helping an elder parent with Medicaid issues, or planning on opening a brand new business, maybe you have another legal need. Jacobs can help you plan your next step. That's Heirloom Legal, helping families build and protect their legacy through estate, elder, and business planning. Call 501-819-2553, and walk-ins are welcome.
All right, we're back here in Russellville. Dumas and Stuttgart going head-to-head right now. We got a corner 3 off the mark. And we will remind you, this is on a college court, so the three-point line is a little bit extended to what it usually is, and that is a good putback there by the Ricebirds. And now they're going to see what Dumas can do following that injury. Inside, they're going to kick it out. Spratt going to spread it around. Now down low, it's stolen away by Price. Who else? Price kicks it corner, nice pass, and it's rebounded by Dumas.
Yeah, speaking of Price, too, I know we've talked about his genes, but his grandfather is one of the best players to ever play at Russellville as well. So
he's got some history in this state.
He does. In this area, for sure, he's definitely got some history.
And we got a timeout here. I'm just going to keep it here probably, unless I'm told otherwise.
Yeah, we're good.
And
we're
so just going to keep it here. We've had a lot of really exciting games. This one's 1 point, but it's been kind of a defensive slugfest, in my opinion. It's just there hasn't been a whole lot of offense here. You know, I think for a good half of high school ball, you want, you know, maybe 30, 35, somewhere in there for a really good half of basketball. We got 15 and 16, so you're kind of getting half of that of where I'd want to be if I was a coach.
Well, you know, sometimes it just happens this way, but I also think that at some point you'll kind of see them break out. I think both teams are settling for three-pointers too much right now. I think that's why you see where they are. You know, again, extended three-point shot is a big difference in this ball game for sure.
Dumas working it around the perimeter. Going to swing it out to Reddick. And now Spratt from the free throw line. No good. Chipped around and rebounded by the Ricebirds. Taking it the other way now is Bryant. He's going to swing it to Abram. Abram looking to get something going. The Stuttgart offense looked like they had some miscommunication. Now Price just decided to throw it up himself, and it's through. Kane Price.
And it's just stuff like that you feel like you can get your offense going, and if nothing else, give it to Price and just let him get it going by himself.
Nice field goal there for Price to get him going. He's had 2 made free throws today, but didn't have a field goal yet. Offensive rebound by Reddick. He's going to drive inside for 2 and off the glass, and Stuttgart takes it the other way. Inside, whoa, what a pass there. And the Ricebirds showing off their talent. Shot is rebounded, and a fight inside. And now the referee's going to say, take it to Dumas. And so substitution here, checking in for Dumas is number 1, Tashawn Henderson, who's a senior, and he's a usual starter. And this one, turnover here. So a tough play there for Dumas. They were trying to get a matchup underneath, and he just kind of fumbled it there and went out of bounds. And so now Stuttgart with a chance to extend this lead. It's been Kane Price who they've gone to when they needed a bucket, but he's on the bench right now, and so we'll see who steps up.
Looks like Kilgore coming back from the training table back there, so he looks like he'll be able to come back in.
And so a little bit of a tussle underneath, and there's a foul called.
The foul is called on Dumas'
Number 24 for Dumas. Isaac Charles, the sophomore. Quite a few seniors on this Dumas squad. Got Robert Alford, Raylan Spratt, Trey Poole, Caden Marshall, Chancey Dale, Tayshawn Henderson. Stuttgart. They're a team with good athletes usually every year. Dumas the same way. And that's kind of what we thought we were getting into, but it's turned into a little bit of a defensive game compared to what we saw in that first game with East End and Dardanelle. Shot is up. And at the end of the shot clock, he beats the buzzer. Landon Bryant for Stuttgart drills it.
Good shot there by Bryant, especially at the end of the shot clock there. Rise up. Sometimes you just got to make a play, and he did it.
So here's Spratt. Point guard looking to make something happen for his offense inside. I'm not sure what his plan was there, but he gets a shot up either way. Now he's going to drive again, and high shot is off the mark. And now driving, it's stolen away. Stuttgart heads the other way. Ricebirds and Bryant. Bryant's the guy that's been leading their offense since Price went to the bench. And that three is money. That's number 21, Jordan Abram, the junior guard. He stands 6 feet tall, and he needed every bit of it there to rise up and make that one.
Nice job, nice offense there to get that open three. Kilgore making a difference right off the bat.
And inside, that shot good. Looked like number 30 for Dumas, Deshaun Nora, the junior. Now inside, the two is good. That's number 4 for Stuttgart, Deontay Clark, the senior guard.
Nice job there by Clark. He didn't take the three that time. Ball fake, goes baseline, gets the better shot.
And so a stoppage here, and Stuttgart will inbound the ball after the Dumas turnover. Kane Price is back in for Stuttgart. They want to get some points on the board with Price before the end of the half here. 53.4 on the clock. Bryant swings it to Price. Now down low to Clark. 12 on the shot clock. And Price from long range off the mark. He must be confident in his three-point shot because that's beyond that college mark too.
Oh, that was a 30-footer there, and he looked good on it.
Inside, Reddick off the mark. Stuttgart going to try to push it here. They have Price, but he's going to take it up himself, and that shot is good from number 12, Lane Saul, the starter, then the junior. And now Dumas just going to take it to the half. And so that'll do it for the first half. The score, Dumas 18, Stuttgart 26. And we will head to a break here. And you're watching the ASN Classic right here on the Arkansas Sports Network.
Everyone tells you to think about the future, but there's power in the process. We value this moment because at ATU, every moment brings you one step closer to what comes next. You've got this. Right here, right where you are. Focus on the now, because our focus is on your success.
It's so hot, you're going to think my prices look like a mirage. Wrong. The prices on these trucks are the lowest prices ever. My trucks look different. Drink plenty of water and wipe your eyes. You're not going to believe these prices. Go to D3 Auto Sales on Facebook right now.
There comes a time in all of our lives when we need the help of legal services. Well, let Leah Jacobs at Heirloom Legal at 425 North Church Street in Atkins be your go-to when you are needing assistance. If you're needing a will or a trust, maybe you're helping an elder parent with Medicaid issues, or planning on opening a brand new business, maybe you have another legal need. Jacobs can help you plan your next step. That's Heirloom Legal, helping families build and protect their legacy through estate, elder, and business planning. Call 501-819-2553, and walk-ins are welcome.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
back here on the Arkansas Sports Network covering the ASN Classic. Thank you, members, for tuning in to this new thing that we are starting up here. We got some halftime stats for you between Dumas and Stuttgart. Starting off with Kane Price, the sophomore. He has 4 points so far. It's been a very balanced attack for Stuttgart. Number 14, Wesley Farmer, has 4 points. And then number 2, Landon Bryant, has been a spark plug off the bench for him. He's got 4 points. And then the leading scorer for Stuttgart is number 21, Jordan Abram. He has 5 points. And so it's just been a balanced attack for Stuttgart so far. And then looking at Dumas, got 4 points down for number 5. That is Braylon Spratt. And then we got, excuse me, we don't have anybody over 4, but we have number 15 for Dumas, Marcus Kilgore with 4 as well. It's been a really balanced attack for both teams so far. I might have missed a couple because me and Brad were talking about the Classic and everything that was going on with it, just to give people a perspective of how the East Tim game came to be and things like that.
Right,
so,
right. It happens.
Right.
Okay.
So Alan's.
Sorry, you're hearing a little production while we go here live.
Go ahead and whatever he was telling you.
No, it's for later.
Okay.
Oh, we are actually going to announce the Kevin Payne Award. Alan Russell has been doing that for several years now. Started that with 42 Sports before he came ASN High School with us. But the Kevin Payne Award, it's best player in 2A. And halftime of the Bergman-Lamar, I believe the boys game, they're going to announce that at halftime. So you don't want to miss that. And he's been doing that for several years. It's a really special thing, honoring Kevin Payne. And so you're going to find out who that was for the Kevin Payne Award at the halftime of the Lamar-Bergman boys game. So after this one, we've got Bergman-Lamar girls, and then we'll have Bergman-Lamar boys. Is that right?
Yep.
I think that's how it is. Girls first, yes. Okay, so, but, you know, I was able to step away there while Brad was filling in for me. Took a little break. Stuttgart, I don't know how many people had them up at halftime, 26-18, but they played really well in that first half, it looks like. So tell me, Carson, what exactly went on? I was there at the very start, but we didn't really get in the flow of the game yet.
You know, this game is it's closer than the score says, I think. Yeah. So you know, Stuttgart's been going to Kane Price pretty often. He's been their facilitator, really. And usually when you say facilitator, you mean somebody who gets the rest of the team going. But he's been not only getting his team involved, but he's been getting involved in the scoring as well. So just a good job of getting things going and keeping things going for the Ricebirds. You could tell when Price came in that it was a difference maker for them.
Yeah.
And so really excited to see this team. I think that the Reddick has been really good. He's been being very physical for Dumas so far.
Right.
And they've got some other guys. Spratt obviously is one that we should probably talk about a little bit. Kilgore, right? Kilgore went out with an injury and then came back, so hopefully he's not playing on a bummed ankle or anything right now. But nice shot by Spratt there.
It's a good look right off the bat. Didn't fall. Stuttgart going to have a chance to increase their lead. And we talk about Kane Price quite a bit. A lot of people forget he's just a sophomore because he started last year as a freshman as a quarterback for the Ricebirds on the football field. And he's a really good athlete. Of course, we've noted that.
Yeah, Brad gave us the whole history of Kane Price's family, about how his dad was here at Tech.
I was talking about that earlier, remember?
Right.
Because he played against Dover for the conference championship in '96. We won that game 7-6 against BB. And Tony Lockhart, there was people from Tennessee, Notre Dame, and Michigan there to see him. And it was a big-time atmosphere that I'd never seen at a high school game at that point. And, of course, Tony Lockhart went on to play for the Razorbacks as a defensive back. But, yeah, Josh played at Tech. Was really good. And
Brad said that Kane Price's grandfather played at Russellville, too. So,
wow.
He's
Yeah,
got
I didn't know that one.
quite the history, and in the state of Arkansas with the family. His whole family tree seems to have played quarterback probably.
You know, and Josh was the one that turned around the Dardanelle program.
Yep.
As the head coach there, they were just a score away from taking one away from Warren and playing for the state championship. I want to say that was a 13-year. Just they were going deep every year, 12-1, 13-1, stuff like that, and then he left there. I believe he went to BB first, if I recall correctly, and then over to Stuttgart, where he's at now.
And now they have Coach Vega, of course.
Yeah, which Vega was the running back that beat him that 31-yard touchdown to win it.
That beat
in that BB game. I'm talking about in high school.
Beat Price when Price played at
BB.
He played at BB.
Yep.
It's crazy now that Dover and BB used to play each other, and now they're.
Oh yeah. Dover used
it
to play.
feels like I feel like 5A is a much different football division than 4A is, but.
Yeah, it's a lot different. Dover used to play Plasky Oak Grove, Plasky Academy, Plasky Robinson, long time ago. Pottsville kind of coming in there at the same time, basketball-wise for sure.
And so Stuttgart going to push the pace here as we kind of go on about the history of River Valley football.
There's Kane.
But Kane Price puts it in, and the Stuttgart Ricebirds now lead 32-18.
What a start the second half. 6-0 start.
Inside, Reddick. It's going to stay with Dumas, and these referees really letting them play today, no matter the game.
And Dumas, they've where is that Dumas boys? There we go. The Reddick boys, Billy, I think the last one, they've so good the last few years and so close to getting a state championship every year. I think lost in the semis back-to-back years, if I recall correctly. Tommy Reddick, Billy, and trying to remember the other one. 2 years ago, I remember at Lamar in the 3A state tournament, we had that on ASN, and boy, they came out that first game, and I was like, wow. I knew they were pretty good, but they were even more impressive. Fortunately for them, they got clipped. Manila was on a tear that year, and Bergman as well.
And so a three-pointer there for Stuttgart.
Wow.
And Stuttgart has pulled away here in this one. Dumas is a team that really, on paper, they look like they were going to come out and really give Stuttgart a hard time, but so far in this second half, it hasn't been the case. Inside, and shot no good from Spratt, and this one is good, and so now Dumas cuts into that Stuttgart lead just a little bit.
Really good job. That's why you follow your shot. These teams have already met earlier this year.
Right.
And Stuttgart did win that one.
Yep.
13 early, 55-42 back on December 3rd. Well, a month ago yesterday.
Yep. Price here looking to set up the offense for Stuttgart. Gonna swing it down low to Clark. And inside, the shot is good. Jordan Abram puts it through. There seems to be two Clarks. I'm not sure if they're twin brothers or not, but they're both seniors. Jatavius Clark and Deontay Clark. Both seniors. Jatavius Clark stands at 6'5", and Deontay stands at 6'1".
They're definitely not identical.
Yeah.
4-inch different, I don't think. But
unless Clark is just a Stuttgart name.
I got some kinfolk in that area, but not any Clarks. Any Millers, any Garrisons, definitely kin to them. That's a nice bucket. Number 21 able to hang and get it to fall. That was Jordan Abram. You talked about him earlier. He had a really good first half. Adding to it.
And so now in transition, Stuttgart looking to make it happen inside, and that's good from Deontay Clark, the senior guard. And a technical foul called.
Yep, he was coming from out of bounds. They're going to say he was still out. He thought he was back in clearly before he made contact.
A technical foul has been assessed against Stuttgart's number 4, Deontay Clark.
I did not expect a 19-point lead this early.
No.
Or at all, really. Even though Stuttgart did play really well and take one away from them earlier this year, I expected it to be a little bit closer this time. And so far, they've really done well, and it's really been Dumas' defense that's really struggled in this one, especially in transition so far in the second half.
Miss on the front end of the free throws. And then on the back end, he puts it through. So 18 now the lead for the Ricebirds, and Dumas will get the ball.
Yeah, that techno helps, and you know, your head coach Josh Zerlingo, you don't want to give any momentum to Dumas, you know, and that's what they're doing at the moment. They can get a 3 here. That could be a 5-point turnaround quickly.
Spratt stolen by Price. In transition, he's going to stop, and he'll get fouled by Spratt, it looked like. And now 2 shots upcoming for Price.
Yeah, good job on defense there. 2-3 zone there for Stuttgart, and Dumas wasn't able to penetrate and able to take the ball away up top.
Price, first free throw is through.
Checking in for Stuttgart is number 5, Jeremiah Jackson. Also checking in.
Jeremiah Jackson checks in for Dumas, I believe.
Yes. I'm sorry, that was the Ricebirds.
So for Stuttgart, Jeremiah Jackson. Yeah, he's number 5, so sorry about that, but
yeah, Spratt is number 5 for Dumas. He's got it right now, I think.
down low, shot, no good. Might have been tipped by a Ricebird, and they're going to say that out of bounds was Jatavius Clark.
Checking in for the Ricebirds, number 2, Landon Bryant.
Landon Bryant coming in, a senior guard, 6 foot for Stuttgart, and boy, Dumas could really use a bucket right here. Get some kind of momentum going. 2-3 zone.
Dumas looking to make something happen and cut into this deep 19-point Stuttgart lead, and a long 3 and rim violation, and so Stuttgart will take over.
Dumas offense just not really. Their half-court set right now is they're not getting much going. They're a team that likes to get out, you know, get some steals, get in transition, push the flow. They like to run and gun, and right now Stuttgart's doing a good job not letting that happen, taking care of the ball offensively. It's good screening action. Had number 2 open for a minute. They didn't decide to use it.
Price looking to set up the offense for Stuttgart. 15 on the shot clock. He's going to dump it off. And now he finds Bryant on the perimeter. It's Jackson. And it's stolen away by Spratt.
This
going the
is
other
what
way.
Dumas wants to do right here. That's the turnover.
And there's the 2.
There's the athletes in transition that looked like he overthrew him. He's able to reach that long arm out, run it down, control that body, and get the bucket. And there they go, right there, another turnover.
Out of bounds to Dumas. It's going to take some work, but we'll see if they can manage to cut into this Stuttgart lead.
Yep, that was the Dumas way, though, the last 30 seconds or so in this game.
Spratt pulls up for 2 and rebounded by Clark. He's going to swing it to Jackson.
17-point game. Dumas able to cut into a little bit. They got to keep it going. Need a stop.
Down low to Clark.
Yep.
Oh,
missed a chippy.
He nearly just laid that right in the bucket. I mean, he got up there, and he's 6'5", So he has the height, just couldn't finish it off.
Yeah, it was a pick and roll action. They dropped it down to him. He had the positioning.
Down low to Price. 2 is through.
You see that little power dribble? Contained himself there. Able to go back up strong. You knew he was going to make it or get fouled then. There's Billy.
And Billy Reddick off the mark. Rebounded by Stuttgart. Price will bring it up for the Ricebirds. He's going to swing it deep to Clark, and he tried to quarterback that one straight to him. I bet Clark would make a great wide receiver, 6'5".
You only got to keep 1 foot in football, but out here you got to kind of hold it and stay in bounds.
You got to catch it first too.
Right. Well, if he only had to keep 1 foot in, he'd have laid out. You know, that was what I was getting at.
Right. Reddick gonna pop it from a long range, and it's gonna be out of bounds to Dumas, and they got lucky there because that was a deep shot that maybe Spratt should not have taken, but he did. And
yeah, about 26 foot probably, and it's a shot you can get at any time. You wouldn't get a better look than that. 40 seconds left in his third.
Inside, dumps it off, and nearly had the end one.
That would have been big.
Down low, that was number 15, Marcus Kilgore.
Yeah, and he looked like he banged his leg up a little bit, his ankle area. You see him kind of pull his leg up there, trying to work through it.
Kilgore. Yes, so the first one falls. And both of them drop. Stuttgart leads 44-27 here. 17-point lead, and now Clark will swing it to Jackson.
$15 on the game clock. Shot clock's off.
Swings it to Price there, and got 10 on the clock now. Price pulls up from deep, off the mark, out of bounds, and it heads to the Bobcats.
Yeah, they'll have 3.1 seconds left to try to get a good shot up here. See if Stuttgart puts a little pressure on and makes them. No, they're just going to inbound it. 90 foot from the basket.
From deep, off the mark, hit the shot clock, and that'll head to the fourth quarter, and we'll take a quick break right here. You're watching the ASN Classic on the Arkansas Sports Network live from Tucker Coliseum.
It's so hot, you're going to think my prices look like a mirage. Wrong. The prices on these trucks are the lowest prices ever. My trucks look different. Drink plenty of water and wipe your eyes. You're not going to believe these prices. Go to D3 Auto Sales on Facebook right now.
We see you. Your incredible potential and willpower set you apart. You're first to take that leap of faith. First to get to work. First to solve the problem. No burden should be carried alone. We'll be there. Every step, day, challenge. First is your destiny. We get it because first is who we are.
All right, we're back here on the Arkansas Sports Network live at the ASN Classic from Arkansas Tech University and Tucker Coliseum in Russellville, Arkansas, right in the heart of the state. And Duran, what have you seen between these two teams today that stood out?
Just really a good job by Stuttgart for the most part to take care of the ball. And that's something that everybody knows Dumas want to do. They want to turn you over, get out in transition. Stuttgart's limited those opportunities and moved the ball well. I like what I've seen out of Kane Price. He's a guy that, like you called him earlier, a facilitator. He scored some. He don't have a ton of points, but he scored, and he's able to he kind of has a calming effect on his team, I think. Dumas, you know, I don't have exact stats, but they're really struggling to hit some threes, and they're not getting hardly anything going in their half-court sets. They're going to have to produce some offense there quickly here. and they gotta ante it up a little bit now. You should see a lot of extension and a lot of pressure. But right off the bat,
Deontay
Stuttgart doing
Clark,
what they want.
6'1" senior guard, puts it through. And he and Jatavius Clark, the Clark brothers, I'm not sure if they're brothers or not, but for this purpose, they are the Clark brothers, and they've had a tremendous impact today.
I mean, if you ask me, that's what Stuttgart is wanting right now. Throw it around the top of the 2-3 and then shoot a 22-foot three-pointer, you know.
Nice play there by Landon Bryant. Tell you what, I don't think that anybody would be offended to be called somebody's brother. When you're on a team like this, a football team or a basketball team, you know, that's kind of what you feel like sometimes. But and they're going to call that a charge. It's going to head towards Stuttgart.
Everything going Stuttgart's way right now.
Foul is an offensive foul against Dumas, number 5, Raylan's Crab.
You know, I know
It will be Ricebird basketball.
we come out of the start of the fourth period and Stuttgart goes right down, gets a nice look, lays it up off the glass, down on the post. And, you know, that's not what head coach Larry Harris of Dumas wanted to see. Start that fourth period. Team down. And here they got a 2-on-1.
Price inside. And one, Kane Price.
You see the English you put on that ball? That's why you got that roll.
Hung on the rim and fell off the back end, and Kane Price will go to the line to shoot one more. This one is not nearly as close, it looks like at least, as the one that they played in December.
I think that was 56-42, something like that.
And
go back and look.
when I was talking to Brad, I said, you know, when it's football, usually when teams that are close, when they rematch,
right,
it goes to the team that didn't win the first time. So, you know, it's really interesting to watch.
Except for Greenwood, Shiloh, right?
Right. Well, nobody was close to Greenwood this year.
Except for Shiloh.
Except for Shiloh.
The second time, it was a
Right,
blow.
the
But no,
second time.
I totally agree. You see it. It goes back the other way, like you're saying, most of the time.
Right. You look at Ohio State, Oregon, and you look at Georgia and Bama a couple years ago when they rematched in the national championship. Texas and Georgia was not that way this year, but either way. Inside, Dumas, yes. Nice play there by number 3. That's Caden Marshall, the senior.
20-point game with 6:20 to go.
Price. Down low to Clark. And, wow, he nearly got that one to drop. He made a great cut there to the basket, and Price found him, but unable to finish. And that's what Kyrie Irving would call a $10 move and a 10-cent finish. Something like that.
Billy Duke on the other end had a nice move, and he couldn't finish.
Looking to make a play. Price. He's going to drop back. And now to Bryant. He's going to pull it from the free throw line. Got it. Money.
Nice.
Landed Bryant for 2.
Extending the lead. Ricebirds sitting pretty in this one. I'm just not saying I'm not seeing the same kind of intensity I've seen and expected out of Dumas at the guard spot over the years. Defensively, where they really get in your jersey and get all over you and bring that pressure, and I haven't seen that like I normally do. And it may be because they're worried about Stuttgart getting past them, and they've kind of, you know, decided to not extend out that way. But, you know, I missed part of the first half there, so I'm not exactly sure how it all played out to begin with. But it's been all Stuttgart. They've done basically what they want.
The foul is called on Kane Price, his 3rd personal. At the line again.
And so now, shooting for the Dumas Bobcats, it's number 15, Marcus Kilgore. He's off the mark. It's going to be rebounded by number 25.
Tell me 25 plays some football.
Peyton Thompson. He's 6'4".
6'4".
Kilgore with the rebound.
See him playing a little right tackle maybe. Ooh,
And
nice
rejected
block.
by Deontay Clark.
Yeah. He got up on that one. And now Jatavius Clark comes in. Looks like Jordan Abram going to take a seat. Back to 20-point game, but we're under the 5-minute mark now.
And that inbound goes wrong, and Dumas will now play defense. Ricebirds take over. And it's going to be Jackson. Splits the defense. And now to Clark inside. He's going to swing it. And
too much speed that time from Dumas. Good
down
job.
low to Spratt, and he's fouled. And it looks like Jackson's the one that got him. I don't know. That one, they've let it go when it's been worse than that today. I don't know if I would have called that one just to stay with the standard of where it's been, but.
Who was it you were telling me kind of got banged up earlier? Was it Kilgore?
Yep. He went up hard, came down hard, so. No good on the first free throw from Spratt.
According to Scoreboard Live, Stuttgart has not played since they lost to Jacksonville back on December 28th.
So they might
pretty well rested.
Yeah, might be a little. There's benefits to that, and there's not benefits to that.
Right. Sometimes you can get rusty, but
right.
You haven't shown the day. Dumas hasn't played since then as well, and they dropped down and played Rector. Took them out by 20, 54-34.
Stolen away here. That's number 2. And he's going to kick it out.
Oof, almost stepped out of bounds.
And inside for 2.
Spratt, nice move. A little hezzy, got the guy up in the air, got the defender in the air on the ball fake. Was able to hang, get that one to fall. Yep.
Rebound by Kilgore, and now it's going to go the other way.
Well, Peyton Thompson ain't going to get much better look than that. He's kicking himself for not letting that one go.
Spratt
into the bottom. Look at this.
Grounded by Thompson.
Look at this. Little Sebastian Trotolo, offensive lineman throwing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And Clark's
when your big man makes a pass like that, everybody just gets discombobulated, you know.
That was a great outlet pass. That was touchdown.
Yeah.
Touchdown to Clark from Thompson, but man.
Discombobulated. I had a little trouble saying that one.
Yep. So now Dumas rejected. Number 4, Deontay Clark. He hasn't scored just a whole lot, but what he has done is get in there on defense and make the little things count.
Well, we saw him just a few possessions ago get up and reject that one down in the paint.
Great player off the bench for the Ricebirds. They're pretty deep.
That's
stolen
too long.
away.
There
Price, excuse me, not Price, Clark. And inside, scoop layup is good from Logan Relaford.
Scoop with the left, hit the middle of the bank and dropped it. Wow.
It's not Sunday just yet. The bank is open.
Another steal.
And Price nearly threw it in, but
he was wanting to, but
he went up high and laid it in.
I think that one stride, he might have outstrided what he thought he was going to position-wise when he got there.
And so,
Kilgore, I believe.
Nice play by Marcus Kilgore. 20-point Ricebird advantage with just over 2.5 minutes remaining here in the fourth.
Kilgore's just a junior for this squad. Looks like they start 4 seniors and 1 junior, and that's Kilgore.
Clark is through. That was Jatavius Clark, not Deontay, who's been making great plays on defense. Jatavius comes over on offense and does it.
I'm telling you right now, I'm impressed with what I've seen out of Stuttgart today.
Shot from downtown is off the mark. It's going to be a rebound by the Ricebirds. That's number 2, Landon Bryant, who came down with the board. He's going to swing it to Price, and it looks like they're just going to try to control the ball here and run some time off the clock and seal this one if they can. 22-point advantage as we speak. Price looking to break his ankles, but good defense there by Poole. Price. He's going to dump it off. Short shot off the mark. Clark tipped it, but now they're going to get it out. And they're running. And inside, Kilgore off the mark. Cobb couldn't get the rebound. And that one hit the scorer's table and went out of bounds. Inside, Kilgore. And they're going to call a jump. We'll head down to Alan Russell afterwards for a interview with the Ricebirds head coach. That is Josh Zarlingo, I believe.
So right now we don't have Stuttgart ranked in the 4A boys, but they're definitely putting themselves on notice today. We got Dumas pretty highly ranked in 3A boys. I believe we got them at number 3. Let me go back and look. Yes, number 3.
And Jeremiah Jackson cashes in for 2 for the Ricebirds. They now lead by 24. Spratt off the mark. Rebound by Stuttgart.
Had a man. They wanted it, but I don't think they're in any desire to push right now.
Antonio Tolliver had the rebound.
Yep.
And now he's driving
Uh-oh.
inside.
He's breaking ankles. Scoop
and
off the board.
In. Antonio Tolliver
Somebody
for 2.
Got to get that the bench reaction down there. That was great as they're settling back down now. But
the senior
it's always
Tolliver.
fun to see.
Yeah, it's fun to see those guys who are deep on the bench get those buckets.
He's one of those guys that could probably be a heck of a fullback. Got, short stature, hard to tackle. I'm trying to think of the guy's name he reminds me of. Played for the Razorbacks out of North Little Rock.
Unfortunately, most people don't use a fullback anymore.
Anton Beard. Yep.
Inside, off the mark, and that's going to do it. Dumas gets dropped by Stuttgart 63-39. We're going to head to a short break real quick, and then we'll get down to Alan Russell, who'll be with the winning team, the Stuttgart Ricebirds. You're watching the ASN Classic right here on the Arkansas Sports Network. And we're going to head down to Alan Russell real quick, and he's going to have our sideline report. Is his mic on? He's one, I think.
It gives us a lot of exposure for sure, and we're playing a really good team in a college environment, so it's different, so it's really good for us.
Absolutely. Best of luck to you, sir, going forward. Yes, sir. Coach, I asked you what I asked Coach Mr. Price there. Is that he had a pretty good day out here. All of y'all had a pretty good day out here. What was you seeing out here today made y'all have this success?
First off, Coach Harris and Dumas are a well-coached team. They have some great players, and hats off to those guys. Today, we just stuck to the game plan, and normally when we stick to the game plan, good things happen for us.
Absolutely. And Coach, going forward, playing in something like this, what does this do for your program?
Man, it's big time because anytime you get to play at a college arena, you get to leave your town because, regionals, state tournament, you're not going to play at home. So, anytime you can get on the road and get a win, it's a big time deal.
Absolutely. Best of luck going forward, Coach. Yes, sir. Man, what grade are you in?
I'm in 11th.
11th grade, okay. We were talking about that like you're awful young and playing the way you're playing out here today. What did you see in being able to have this performance?
We all knew what we had to do. We all got a role, and I just did my role, and I did what I need to do to get the win today.
You do that. You're able to get to the bucket when you want to. You're able to pull up and get a three when you want to. Like, how are you able to get this done?
I mean, we work on this. We go 6 a.m. shoot arounds. We do this. We came in the morning. We get shots up. So we know the shots is going to turn to the real game, and we just work on that.
Yes, sir. Best of luck to you going forward. Yes, sir. Back up to you guys.
All right, that was Alan Russell with the sideline report. We have 2 D3 auto sales MVPs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what I thought you.
I was asking you to pick one of those 2, but
we
can give them co if you think they deserve it.
Well, we have Kane Price and Jordan Abram who were down there with Alan for the interview. So, congratulations to those 2 guys. Had a great game, both of them did. And next up, we have Lamar and Bergman girls, and that's going to be an exciting one. But I guess we'll just head off for now. And be back for that one shortly.
Yeah, we got about 18 minutes. We'll get you to that game, and we'll get it all set up. We're going to kill this stream, start a new one. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back.